everyone, welcome back to the Toll Tribe channel. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, welcome. As usual, I am late getting up my child's monthly updates. This is Aryela's first monthly update. I cannot believe it, but she is a month old. She's actually beyond a month old. She is, how old are you? You're gonna be 7 weeks at the end of this week, which is like mind-blowing. But I was always late when I was doing these for Josiah. I told myself with Aryela's updates that I was gonna be more on time, but I've kind of already failed at that. But you know, each month is an opportunity for a new start, so we'll see. If you hear any like little grunting noises, that's because Aryela is right next to me in her snuggle me. She literally just woke up. She has been sleeping for the last, I don't know, hour and a half. And you just woke up just in time for the video. Do you want to say hi? Yeah, come on, let's say hi. So scrunchy after your nap. Say hello. Hi. Oh, so chubby. I know you guys haven't seen a whole bunch of her on the channel since she's been born because I've just been kind of a lot slower at filming and editing videos and getting them out for you guys, and I really apologize. I'll get to kind of what's been going on towards the end of this when I do like my motherhood update. If you follow me on Instagram, then you see pictures of her like in my stories every single day or in my feed pretty often. If you don't, you might want to check me out there. I am at Lorianne Toll, and I've just kind of have been posting a lot more regular content over there just because it's fast and it's easy, and to be on here on YouTube in front of y'all takes up a lot of time, and I just seem to have not a whole lot of time these days. You want to get into the update? Yeah, let's talk about you and how much you've grown. At birth, she was 7 pounds 6 ounces, and she was 21 inches long. And then when we got discharged from the hospital, she was down 2 ounces, so she was 7 pounds 4 ounces, which wasn't that big of a deal. Like, they weren't really concerned. And when we went to the pediatrician the next day, same story, but we had to keep going back until she met her weight. And the following weight check, when we thought that she would be up past her birth weight, she actually had lost another 2 ounces, which was like really weird because she was eating really well. She was eating every 2 hours. We were working on getting rid of some of the jaundice that she had at birth. She had slightly elevated bilirubin levels. We had the same thing with Josiah. It ended up not being of any concern. We even had to get blood work done after that initial pediatrician appointment just to double check, and it was slightly elevated still, but because she was eating so well and having such good, like, you know, movements and stuff like that, that they weren't concerned by it. And then when we went back for the second weight check, she was finally back over her birth weight, but like not even by that much. She was over it by 2 ounces. But I guess from being down to 7.2 to then being up to 7.8, to me that was like good. Just went for her 1 month checkup last week, and I want to say that that was probably 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks over when she had her second, you know, and final like weight check. She is now 9 pounds 10 ounces. So in like 2.5 to 3 weeks, homegirl gained over 2 pounds, which I was pretty impressed by, and so was the pediatrician. But I have to tell you, like, this girl eats, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. And then for her length, she grew an inch in her first month. So she went from 21 inches to 22 inches, in the 80th percentile for her height. So we have a little bit of a chubby tall baby here, which is great because she's growing, she's healthy. We have no health concerns right now, thank God. So for feeding, she is on the same formula that we had Josiah on, which is the Infamil NeuroPro. We haven't had any issues. She's tolerating the formula really well. She eats every 3 hours right now, sometimes sooner if I could tell that she is starting to get hungry. If she's rooting, if she's getting fussy, then we just feed her sooner. She's not on like any really strict schedule. I kind of give my babies a little bit of time to just adjust to life before we start kind of trying to get them onto a schedule. Her amount she's taking, for the most part, 4 ounces, at minimum 3 ounces. So a 4 ounce bottle every 3 hours. And the bottles that we're using for Aryela are the Philips Advent bottles. For Josiah, we use Tommy Tippy. Now on to sleep, the thing that everybody seems to be the most curious about when you have a newborn baby. Aryela doesn't really have a sleep schedule during the day just yet. Like I said, I kind of just let them do what they want for the first little bit, and then we kind of work our way into a schedule so that there's like at least a little bit of structure when I have to go back to work. For the most part during the day, she kind of just naps whenever she feels like it. The only time that I like physically try to put her down for a nap is around noon, and that's because that's when Josiah goes down for his nap. He's now on 1 nap a day, and so it's really like the only time that I get like to myself. So I try to make sure that they're both sleeping throughout that time. And what I do for that is, at this point, I just I usually have to feed her right before then, and then I swaddle her and put her in her bassinet. We kind of follow what we do at like bedtime, which is like, you know, bottle, bassinet, and then her sound machine. And that's what I do for that nap, just to kind of make sure that she like is comfortable and falls asleep and stays asleep for like the 2-hour period that I get. And that's when I try to like, you know, get myself together for the day, or just like work on projects or do things like around the house that I have to do. It's literally the only opportunity that I get to myself. And like I said, the rest of the day she's kind of up and then asleep when she feels like it. She has really long wake windows. If you saw my 24 hours with a newborn video, you saw that like at one point, I forget how long it was, she had been awake for like over 2 hours, just like staring, looking around the room. And that's not uncommon with her. Like she'll sleep for like an hour and then she'll be awake for 2, and then she'll sleep for 3, and then she'll be awake for, you know, 2. It's like strange, but you know, that's her deal. So I'm fine with it. And then at night we go to bed anywhere between like 10 and 11. And she'll have a bottle. Like I said, she gets swaddled and then she gets put in her bassinet with like a heartbeat sound. And then I typically don't hear from her again until between 3 and like 4 a.m. And so she gives me a good stretch the first half of the night. And then after that feed, she'll want to eat again in 3 hours. And then from there, we feed every 3 hours. So that's kind of how my night gets broken up. For diapers, the whole first month, Aryela was in size newborn diapers, and I wasn't really brand loyal. You know, people sent diapers and whatever, so I kind of just used whatever we had on hand. I actually just graduated her to the next size up diaper. She needed some more space. For clothing, she kind of wears a mix of newborn and 0 to 3 depending on the brand. For example, when she was first born, the Old Navy newborn sleepers fit her like a glove. They fit her so good, but she grew out of them like 2 weeks later. Like she grew really fast out of those. And right now she's in a Carter's newborn sleeper, but I find that Carter's newborn sleepers run a little bit large, and so I don't know, she might have another week or 2 in this and she'll still fit in it. She is in 0 to 3 month in Old Navy stuff. She's in 0 to 3 month in her little Miss Dessa stuff. So it really depends on the brand, and it's kind of a mix. All right, so now let's talk personality and temperament. Aryela is such a sweet little peanut. She really, really is. She's a very snuggly. She loves to be held. She loves to be close to you. So much so that she really doesn't enjoy being put down. I feel like she's gotten a little bit better in like more recent weeks, but I'm telling you, in the very beginning, like you could not put her down for anything. Like she stayed strapped to my chest. We did a lot of baby wearing, which was great because I said that I wanted to do baby wearing, and she absolutely loves baby wearing. She still does, but it was necessary because she literally would not let you put her down. You could not do anything without her being in your arms, which is hard because obviously Josiah is a very active toddler and he wants to be all over the place, and I'm kind of following him around, and when I'm not, I'm trying to, you know, catch up on dishes and, you know, getting dinner started and like stuff like that. So baby wearing was crucial. As you can see, I literally just put her down and she was asleep when I put her down, but once I put her down, she was like, hey, I'm not in your arms anymore. Pick me back up, woman. She's funny. She's just like her brother. She prefers to be held like upright high on your shoulder than to be cradled like a baby. He hated being cradled like a baby, and she's very similar in that way. She'll let you do it more than he would. He would like throw a fit if you put him like that. She'll let you do it, but after a while she will start to fuss, and she just does prefer to be upright. I was saying to Mike the other day, like I hate comparing her behaviors and like her personality to Josiah's, you know, when he was her age, just because they are 2 totally separate babies, and like wouldn't you hate to be compared to like your sibling your whole life? But for the sake of kind of talking about the differences, I will say out of the 2, she is more fussy of a baby. She's by no means like inconsolably fussy. Like that's not her at all. She's very easily calmed down as soon as you pick her up. She's pretty much pacified. But she is a little bit more just high maintenance, and she really wants to be like as close to you as possible and around people, that's normal. Babies are social. But at her age, Josiah, you were really able to like set him down a lot more than you are with her. If she's asleep, you can pretty much put her down anywhere. Like, she's cool. And if she's in a deep enough sleep, she'll stay there asleep. But if she's awake or like not in a deep sleep, she's gonna fuss because she wants to be with you. She wants to be as close to you as possible. So like I said, we do a lot of baby wearing, but it's not like you can't pacify her. It's not like she just like screams and screams on end for like no reason or whatever. Like, it's not like that at all. She's very easily pacified, as you see. Like, you just pick her up and hold her the way she likes to be held, and she's good. But other than that, there's not much to report on personality wise, because she's still kind of like a potato person. Like, she hasn't fully developed that personality. Her personality is just like, she likes to be held and she likes to eat. Like, that's it. And I think at Josiah's updates, I used to do like his likes and dislikes or like his favorite things. But at the moment, she's still a potato person, like I said, so she didn't really have any likes or dislikes. But I guess I can kind of share like ours and parenting her. I have to say, the Snuggle Me Organic, I loved it with Josiah. I love it a million times more with her. It's been crucial to have that as a place to put her down on. We literally leave it right here. Like, there's no back to this part of the couch. It's kind of like a chaise lounge from the corner. And we just leave her Snuggle Me here. And it's there every day, and it's like, I set her down in it in the morning when I come down so I can get Josiah's breakfast ready. She does like, naps in here if I'm, in the area. We have one downstairs, we have one upstairs in our bedroom. Baby Brezza, like bottle preparer, the thing that mixes the formula for you, just like, it's like a baby Keurig, I call it. That thing is absolutely amazing. Again, loved it with Josiah, still love it now, still use it. I will say with baby number 2, we are so much more minimal in the amount of stuff that we use on a day-to-day basis. Her nursery isn't even set up yet, so her clothes literally are like not even organized in the closet. I just kind of pick a sleeper out and throw it on her for the day. And the Mama-Roo is in the playroom, which we're only in sometimes, so she's not in it a ton. She doesn't really love the Mama-Roo. So in the living room, we just have the baby Bjorn bouncer, and that's what I put her in when I want her more upright. We don't have the pack and play up here. I change her on the couch. I just roll out like a changing mat. So I have to say, like, we've been super minimal with baby number 2, which just goes to show you that like, you don't need a ton of baby stuff. You just need to invest in like some key stuff. But sometimes I think it takes having one kid to know like what your core component things are going to be for your lifestyle. And so without having Josiah, I don't know that we would have known that we only need XYZ products. You know what I mean? So we kind of know what we can live without, and you just make do. Now I'm gonna kind of move into like the adoption update portion of everything. There isn't too much to update you guys on, just because it's so early in the process. We've had 1 post-placement visit so far. We have 3 more to go. I will say, so far I'm finding the post-placement kind of visit situation a little less, I don't know, like daunting than before. I think I mentioned in updates with Josiah that it's fine, like it's easy because you're just talking about, your relationship with your child and your day-to-day with your child. And so it's like, there's not questions that are like stumping you or anything, but it just feels weird because you bring your baby home and you feel like you're just a regular family, but then you have like this layer of like, you're being checked in on and all this stuff before you can finalize. So it's a little bit weird. It might feel a little bit intrusive to you if you're starting the process or you're in that part of the process. I feel like it's less like that this time. And I think it's because we know this social worker better than the social worker who did our post placements for Josiah. This social worker we are working with this time actually is the one that did the classes for our agency when we first started the process back in 2019. And her husband actually did our adoption profile video, and she did our discharge from the hospital with Josiah. She did our home study update for Aryela's adoption, and now she's doing our post placement. And we just really enjoy working with her. She makes you feel really comfortable. You feel like you know her, like you're just talking to a friend. It doesn't feel like weird or uncomfortable. And I think those kinds of relationships are really important when you're going through these processes, because it can be a little unfamiliar and a little overwhelming. Sorry, I had to pause. It's feeding time at the zoo. Hopefully You can't hear how loudly she's eating. She's actually not that bad right now. I'll tell you what. In the morning, her 3 or 4 a.m. feed, because she hasn't eaten in like 5 or 6 hours or whatever, she is so famished that she eats like a little pig. Like she's so loud you can't even hear yourself think. This is mild in comparison, right? Yeah, it was so cute. Your little chubby face is so round. I could eat her. I could eat her. She's so delicious. This is the point in the video where I share my motherhood update with you guys. I cannot believe it's been a month of trying to navigate mothering 2 under 2. It's been literally crazy, guys. It's been crazy. Like there's no other way to put it. And it's not even just like motherhood. 2 days after we brought our daughter home from the hospital, we moved into our new house. So it was like adjusting to newborn life, and also like trying to dig through boxes to find like our spatulas so that we could make eggs in the morning. Like it was a hot mess here for a minute. We were definitely living in squalor. And in certain areas we still are. And then, you know, just like life, like 2 weeks in, Mike caught a cold. He passed it to Josiah for 2 days, and then I caught the cold for a week, and I'm still dealing with like a residual cough. Thank God it was only a cold. We got COVID tested and it was nothing, but it was just like, that was a mess. I also threw out my back the same time that I came down with the cold. If you can imagine how painful it is to have your back messed up and then you're also sneezing and coughing on top of that. It was like excruciating, and all I wanted to do was just lay down and just like rest, but I couldn't because I had 2 kids that I still needed to take care of every single day. That to me is one of the hardest parts of parenthood, is that like there are times when you're sick, when you really don't feel well, when you're exhausted, and like you just have to keep going because there are no sick days in parenting. Like you can call out a sick from work, but you still have kids that you have to take care of. So you're never fully resting. You're never fully taking that time that you need to recover. And that makes recovery take that much longer because you're not slowing down enough to actually recover quickly. And so that I find really frustrating, but I finally feel better. My back is getting better. I'm still not 100%, but I've gotten to the point where I can go from being seated to standing, and I can stand up straight. Like I'm not like totally like hunched over. Mike was saying that I look like somebody's Nana for the longest time. He's like, you literally look like someone's Nana right now. It was tough, like trying to gain my bearings on parenting 2 young children, while being sick, while being in immense pain, while not being able to find half of my stuff. Like it was really, really frustrating. And there were points where I just felt like I was being worn thin. It's so hard in the beginning. It's so overwhelming in the beginning. You're going to feel like you're underwater so much of the time. But with every day, it gets a little bit easier. Every day seriously gets a little tiny bit easier until it's just more manageable, I think. And I'm starting to get there. I'm starting to get to a point where I kind of understand her a little bit more and her patterns. And I'm starting to get Josiah on this new schedule, and it's working, and I'm kind of getting a better handle on things. But in the beginning, like that first month, like just forget it. Just let go of everything that you ever thought it was going to be like, because it's so much harder than even that. Hurry up, Mama, we're getting ready to wrap up. You want to say bye to the people? Where's that little frown? Where's that little frown? What is it? You're so cute. I just can't handle it. She's so pudgy. She looks so much like her brother. A lot of you guys say it to me all the time. She's like Josiah's literal twin, born like just shy of being 18 months apart. Like they look incredibly alike. It is wild to me. But it's also a little bit weird because I feel like it's going by even faster with her because she's growing so much faster than he did. Like Josiah stayed smaller longer. She's already like into 0 to 3 month stuff. She's already into, you know, size 1 diapers now. Like she's just getting so much bigger than he was. And so it feels like it's going by even faster because I feel like she's gonna look like a 4-month-old baby like at the end of the 2-month mark, and I'm gonna be like, where's my newborn? Where's that little wrinkly alien baby that I brought home from the hospital? Like you look like a full-grown baby. Her face is already so filled out. Like she already has her chubby cheeks and everything, like, and she was born with a lot of hair already, so she just looks older than she is. It's incredible. Like it needs to slow down. It just needs to slow down. That's it for Miss Aryela's 1-month update. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can leave it a thumbs up. You can leave me any questions or comments comments you have down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos from us in the future, and we will see you guys in our next one. Bye. Okay, say bye. Say bye to the people. Say it was nice seeing you. I'll see you next time.